welcome back to my channel. I'm sorry that it's been so long since I posted a video. Every time I think about posting one, literally everybody's home, and then when everybody's gone to work or not here on the weekend, then I just really don't feel like posting one because my depression just really hits me and I just have no motivation to do anything. But today I'm just gonna attempt and push through getting this video done and hopefully edit it and put together for y'all. It's not really nothing like really special. It's just kind of a little bit of everything. And my kids to pop in and say hey, like Gabby eating. Hey Gabby. Hey. You eat hot dogs? Yeah. And Jessa's using the potty, so she'll pop in a little bit. I'm gonna just go on by saying that I'm gonna be talking about a chemical burn I got on my face, a couple new things from Legging Army, a couple new things I have planned in my head as far as ideas go with crafts for my kids to send to their Graham, who's not currently home right now. And then just preparing for Easter and just some little updates on what my kids have been up to lately, the accomplishments that Dallas has had in school, and just, I think that's pretty much it. And then just where my family stands right now. So stay tuned for more, and we will be back later. Hey y'all, so I didn't get to record yesterday as I had hoped. Everybody got home sooner than I figured they would. So now it's the next day. It is now Sunday, and I am finishing up my recording for this vlog. There's just some updates that I wanted to check in on. To update everybody of what's going on in my life right now with my family, my kids, and everything. So first, my son had surgery, March 7th, and yeah, I was terrified. He had to be put to sleep. We went to the city. We went to Greenville. We had never been to that well, it's a dentist pediatric center for like kids and stuff. But we were referred there because their dentist office down the road doesn't do that type of stuff in their office. Like, they just don't have the equipment and everything. The dentist could have done it without putting him to sleep, but he was just freaking out just them looking in his mouth. So for his safety and his stress and everything on himself, I agreed to put him to sleep. He had some dental work done. He had 2 cracks in his front teeth right there, up towards the gum, because last summer he fell off my brother's bed, because he was like leaning off, and I told him to stop, and he was laughing, and he hit his face. So, it caused 2 cracks, but I didn't notice it because all I saw was his lip bleeding. We went to the dentist because they had their 6-month checkup last summer, which they have it coming up again in July. And I didn't notice it till the day after we left the dentist. And I don't know how, but the dentist didn't notice it either, evidently. So, I didn't really think nothing of it because, I mean, it's his baby teeth. Kids have stuff like that happen. I never had none of my kids have that. He was my first kid to do something like that. Well, we went to their dentist in January for their 6-month checkup, and those 2 cracks turned into cavities. He had 2 larger cavities in the back molars, and they said 4 altogether in the back. So we referred over to Greenville, which is like a bigger city and a bigger hospital, well, dentist kind of type thing. So they checked, they did x-rays, all that, and he wound up having 4 in the back, 2 in the front, which were those cracks. What, bud? Oh, hello. And So we went there, they checked him, then we went back to make sure his doctor filled out the paper and everything correctly to be put to sleep. They had to make sure his lungs were healthy and his heart and all that. Then the third visit was when they actually did the procedure. So we went early in the morning. We had to be there by 7:15. We had this little buzzer that would let us know like when we were gonna go back there. My fiance sat with my daughter and I went back there with him. I met the dentist doing it, which I had already met him before. I met the person that was gonna put him to sleep. I met the 2 nurses. So they came in, they told me how the procedure was going to go down. I signed a couple papers. If I had any questions, they answered it right then. Then, first the man putting him to sleep came in, then the dentist, and then the nurses. The nurse came in and picked him up, and Gabby was smiling, but when he realized that she was walking away from me, that's when he started freaking out. So, I lost it when the guy told me, who was putting him to sleep, that these are going to be the longest and hardest minutes and time of your life is when I take your baby boy away from you. And as soon as he said that, like, I lost it. And of course, Gavin sees me crying, so he's like hiding in the corner like, why are you making my mommy cry? And then when the nurse came in, I had calmed down. And then when the nurse came in to take him away, he was reaching for me, saying mommy or mom. And I was walking away. I said, it's okay, Gabby, it's okay. I'm going to be right here. And I was walking away back to the lobby. And when I sat down, I just lost it crying because, I mean, it's so hard to watch your baby be taken from you. And you know what's going on, but they don't know. And I know that their thoughts are like, oh my goodness, like, am I going to see my parents again and everything? So that was the longest wait of my life. For my son, for that buzzer to go off and for us to be able to go back there and see him laying there in the recovery room waiting for him to wake up for the anesthesia and everything. I will post pictures of him waking up and everything. He's never, you know, been drunk or high. The nurse said that because they've never been drunk or high or anything, like, that feeling is really freaky to them. They get scared and everything. So we were all hungry and stuff because we hadn't ate all day. This was like 1 o'clock when he got, no, it was right at like maybe 12. And so we went over to Golden Corral and he fell asleep on Tony, my fiance, and my daughter fell asleep on the booth beside me. So they were basically both just asleep. So me and Tony ate. We left. We went home. As soon as we got home, Gavin slept an additional couple hours. As soon as he woke up, he was running around. He was playing. He was jumping. He was just acting like himself. But the doctor, the dentist and the nurse said that he would be, like, his balance and judgment would be off for, like, that day or night. Not to be letting him climb on stuff, go up and down steps, jump, and basically just anything by himself. Which we weren't. We were right there with him, but he was completely like himself again. So I guess it just maybe wore off of him quicker than predicted. The recovery was good. Like, he ate pizza that day when he got home. He drank his drink. Like, everything was fine. His lips were swollen though. The next day was completely fine again. He went back to eating his favorite foods, running around just being himself, his little wild child self. So yeah, he has 2 caps on the molars up here. He has a filling down here, and then the cracks are filled in with white. I looked in his mouth and I didn't see no more fillings in the back. So I guess he wound up not having 4 cavities in the back and just 3. I don't really know, but I keep looking and I don't see no other fillings in the back. So I don't really know, but the recovery time went better than expected. Everything went well. I just basically terrified myself because of my child being put to sleep. That completely scared me, but everything turned out really great. His teeth look amazing. When we brush him, he kind of goes ow where the caps are, but I think it's just because it's still slightly sore. But we also have another appointment coming up this week on the 22nd as like a follow-up to make sure everything healed good and he doesn't have no abscess or anything wrong. So that's what's been going on in my life so far with my son. Also, his development is amazing. He's oh my goodness, he's saying like short sentences. He's asking questions. He knows many colors. The other day he counted to 9. I was like, I knew he could count to 3, but I was like, when did you learn to count to 9? But him and my daughter are obsessed with YouTube, like the kid channels and stuff. So I believe that's probably where he got it from. He knows several colors. He knows several animals. He knows short sentences, short answers. Like, it is crazy how his vocabulary and development is taken off. After having a child with a speech delay, I know what to look for. I know what to look for, excuse me. And I've been keeping an eye on Gavin, but he's the complete opposite of what my daughter Dallas was like. He's saying so much at just turning 2. Like, it's crazy because my daughter wasn't even saying like 5-6 words when she turned 2. She has been in speech therapy since 16 months old. She got in pre-K early last year at 3. Because of having a delay, you're allowed to get in a year early in pre-K. So she got in at 3, and this is her last year of pre-K. She's 4. She'll be 5 this summer. Then she'll be in kindergarten in August. So she gets therapy twice a week in school, but before that, when she was home, she got it 3 times at home. Twice with her speech therapist and once with her play therapist. And school has done wonders for her. Like, it is crazy. Like, last year she could say like maybe 100 words or so. She was saying like 4 to 6 word sentences. But then by the 3rd month of school, like, she knew her name started with D. She knew, like, all kinds of stuff. Like, she was saying long sentences. She could tell you about whatever book you just read or whatever movie she just watched. Like, school and therapy in school has done wonders for my child. And, again, we just recently got a report card, because it's only pre-K, or progress report for my child. I got one for her classroom and one for her speech, and she has done amazing. She's met all her goals so far, except she can't point letters out. She can say ABCs, but like when you're like, okay, what's this letter? Or what's this letter? She knows the letters in her name, but if you were to ask her about any other letters, she wouldn't be able to tell you. So her teacher's like, I don't know what we're going to do, but we got to figure out a way that interests her so she can point letters out, because she's going to have to be able to do it next year. She can write her whole name. She's been able to since the beginning of the school year. She can write Dallas. She can write Hassel-Weisner, as long as she has something to look at for the Hassel-Weisner. But the Dallas, she doesn't need any model or anything. She just goes with it. She knows how to write Dallas. So she's done amazing in school. T-ball is starting up. She's going to have practice on Thursdays, and games are like predicted to be Mondays and Tuesdays. So this is going to be all new for us. She's never played sports before, or gymnastics or ballet or nothing like that, dance or anything. So this is all new for us as a family and for her. She's a very, very shy youngin'. She doesn't like to talk around people. She doesn't like to be in front of people. Basically like me, but I don't think I was quite that bad when I was that age. It got worse when I was older. So it's going to be definitely new for her and a big challenge, but I know that she's going to be able to do it. And I know she's going to have fun because it's going to be kids that she knows from school and everything. So that's going to be the next new thing for us coming up. I believe the season, or I don't know if it's exactly the season or the first game. All they said was April 7th. So that's coming up soon either way. Leggin Army. Leggin Army has a